Anne-Marie Berger from here at the 9 Network, of course, sat down with some young folks. I like to think we're young too. We're calling these the young folks though, and got their perspective on what we've just been talking about. It was a very painful week.
We're about a week and a half after some big things have happened in our country. How are you? How's everybody feeling? What's on your mind?
Me personally, I'm scared, confused, feeling very, my mind is very clouded, and I feel like we need change, and I'm looking to find out ways I can make a change personally and how we can make a change as a country. And I'm scared, and it hits me personally because I have 2 young brothers, and then my stepdad is a former police officer. So there's a stark divide in my household. So it's resonating very deeply personally.
So me, I feel very anxious. Like you guys see me, I'm nervous, but it's more so anxiety because I never thought I would have to be surrounded by so much negativity.
Obviously, there was the shooting of Alton Sterling within the past week, and then we also had the 5 police officers in Dallas within the past week as well. So, and then just the police officer who was shot in the St. Louis area over the weekend. So there's obviously a lot going on, and just hope that there's some sort of environment where we can come together and discuss this like we're doing now and kind of find out what's the common ground here. How can we start to solve some of these issues, especially those that revolve around violence?
I feel like there are a lot of different emotions. Some people are angry, some people are sad, some people are scared. So it's kind of hard to find a common ground and kind of see where people are together to start to make some differences and start to make some type of growth. Because if we're not on the same page to begin with, it's gonna be very difficult, if not impossible, to kind of start to change something.
What about you, Jaquez? What are you feeling?
I think more than anything, I'm confused. I just don't understand why the world could be, so hateful, especially towards, young men that look like me over something that we have no control over. It's like my skin color it's a crime. Literally, it's a crime to be black, and I've gotten to the point almost to where it feels. I never thought about it like this, but being black almost feels like a job. Like it's like wake up every day, I get up, and no matter what I do or what I go home to or how much I try to accomplish in a day's in my skin color, like this is it's all I see.
Do you think about being black every day?
I didn't, at first until all of these things started occurring. It didn't, I take pride in being black, but I never thought about it until all of these things started happening. No.
Do those of you who are white in the room, do you think about being white every day?
No, I don't need to. I don't wake up every morning saying, oh, I'm afraid of the police. My parents always taught me that the police are somebody that's supposed to protect you and keep you safe from things. And I think it might be different in black households. And that's a privilege that I think a lot of white people, especially white men, don't realize.
When everything blew up, specifically with Ferguson, everything was taken to a whole nother level because I thought about it daily, but now it's like, okay, I can't do this, I can't walk this way, I can't go this way, I can't go out somewhere by myself after 10 o'clock at night because I don't know who's gonna think what I'm doing. Or it's just kind of, you think about it differently, especially when you feel threatened or you're seen as a threat.
Well, I don't believe that all white people are racist. And I hate that stigma because it doesn't help us progress.
We're not.
Because, right, of course. I know, but it's that stigma, it's that, oh my God, he's white, so he must be racist. Like, I don't see it like that, and I feel like that's another part of the problem. Although there are bad cops, there are also good cops. We have these biases, and they don't help us progress.
People are afraid of the other, and that's what it's come down to. A lot of the xenophobia that we have in the United States, we don't know the other cultures.
I hear what you're saying, I get what you're saying, to sort of meet in the middle and say, I just don't understand your experiences and I want to know more. How does someone do that? How do you break into another culture and say, hey, I'm white, I want to understand you? What do you do?
I think allyship starts with understanding your position in terms of as a white person, as privileged, understanding your privileges, understanding your experiences, just wanting to understand, taking the step forward to understand that you have privileges that oppressed minorities do not have.
What I'm hearing you say is just being open.
Yes.
Just being open. I don't have to necessarily take any physical actions, but being open to learning about the other than me.
And a term that's been floating around a lot is the term of cultural competence. And understanding that we understand that there's these umbrellas of, oh, you're black, you're white, you're this, but then even going underneath that, like me and Jacquez here, we're both black males, but that doesn't mean we had the same experience in life and things like that, because I know, speaking for myself, the stereotypical black person grows up in a very poor family in the ghetto. I've never experienced things like that. Grew up with a great family, a mother who cared a lot. We're middle class. I never had to really worry about not going home and not having food on the table or the lights being off or anything like that. And so my experience is different from any other person that I will ever meet. It's like when you go through school, the information is there for you to learn. You just have to want to learn it. And it's the same thing with learning about the society and the cultures that you live in and that you can be exposed to.
Is there anything that gives you hope? Ooh, that's a big silence.
I think the continuation of the conversation is what's the most important thing. Even I think, like I've said several times now, I think our country is very, very divided and is very prevalent. I think the continuing conversation is the biggest thing that we can do.
Us as youth, we really do have the voice and the power to make a change. Like we've been talking about this whole time, social media and having conversations, so kind of using those and teaching other people with it. Because you can sit here and talk to me this whole time, but if you weren't trying to listen to me, then you're not going to get anything I just said to you. So making sure that our conversations are open and full of understanding and full of an attempt for growth between us as well as the community, and having that in mind as well.